video about what to expect when you buy a drone, what to look for, what to consider besides price. There's like 4 categories that I think of drones. You got the toy drone, which I'll show you. You got the mid-range drone, which I call a mid-range drone. Some of them call them camera drones, some of them call it a explorer drone. And then you have the top of the high-end drone, such as DJI. And then you have that's the consumer grade drones. Now you get up in the commercial grade, you're looking a lot more money there, but those are professional photographers and stuff like that, you know. Then you have your military drones, which we ain't gonna get our hands on one of those. I'm not gonna get my hands on a DJI Inspire 2, which is a commercial grade drone. But what I'm talking about today is the consumer grade drones. First one I'll do is the toy drone. This here is mine. It's a Sky Viper 2400 HD. It's got a camera on it. A little battery like this. You'll notice the ends. When you buy a drone like this, you get 7 to 10 minutes of fly time out of maybe. And that's about as long as that battery lasts. So if you got one of these, you would probably want to get extra batteries if you can. And you got to be sure when you get these batteries that it's the right voltage, and the amp hours will make a difference in how long the battery lasts. They do make another one for this that is a higher amperage battery, but I have extra batteries for this thing. And not all the drone batteries use the same connector. You have this one happens to use this connector. It's a good drone for learning to fly with, because it has no GPS, nothing like that. So if you're trying to hover, it's gonna be moving around. You're gonna be constantly moving the remote to keep it in place if you're trying to hover. Or the altitude hold on this one is not that good. It comes up and it goes down. The other one I had like this was the Sky Viper 2400 FPV, which was first person view, and the camera on it tilted where this one does not. It seemed to be a little bit better range, a little bit. Comes with a controller. Now some of these toy drones do not come with a controller. You have to use your phone or something like that to control it. There's several different, like I said, size models. You can get them from teeny weeny to, you know, about this size, cheaper ones. This one cost me $35 on eBay. The one I lost, similar to this, the better one, it cost me $88 at Walmart. Now the next drone is what I call a mid-grade drone. Some people call them explorer drone. Some people call it a camera drone. It's this right here. It's this is a Hubsan H109S X4 Pro. I paid about $350 for it. It has a camera on it. It's got a single axis gimbal. And one thing to consider if you're going to get one for video or photo is the gimbal. This one will go up and down. The camera will move up and down, but no side to side. And unlike a 3-axis gimbal, the drone fights the wind, the camera moves with it. It's not, you know, it doesn't have any stabilization at all on this camera. And some of these as well, you can either have a remote or a smart device, cell phone, something like that. This one comes with the remote, with the screen. I don't know if you can see it's turned it on or not, but two antennas, because this one has 2.4 gigahertz for controlling the drone, and then 5.8 for the video. So it's got two different radios in it for video and for control. The batteries in this one's a lot bigger. This one I get about 20 minutes. I never actually timed it, but you get about 20 minutes on a battery on this particular drone. If that's something else you want to watch for if you're going to buy a drone, is battery life. Most of them you'll see run in the 15-minute range, unless you pay a lot more or get a bigger battery for it if it's available. Now the final drone is a high-end drone. This is a DJI Phantom4 Advanced Plus. This one cost me $1,200. One thing good about this one, the propellers clip on, where the other one they screw on, and you do get extra propellers with all of these when I bought them. The toy one, the Hubsan, and this one all came with extra propellers, so that's pretty cool. If one breaks, you have an extra set. Battery on this one is proprietary, of course. You gotta make sure you buy the right battery. That's a $180 battery. You might look on eBay and find one a little cheaper. As you can see, this one clips right in the back and snaps in. One thing you want to, oops, did I turn you on? No, okay. The camera on this one is a 4K camera. The other one's 1080p. And I think the toy one's 720, something like that. And I'll show you video from each other of them later too. This one has, I think it's a 3-axis gimbal. When it's on, if this moves, the camera stays steady if you're flying. Say if you go turn left or right or the wind or something. And it does a really good job keeping that stable. If you watch my videos, you'll see they're very stable. Once in a while, as you're flying, if it tilts forward, once in a while you'll see the propeller in the shot if it's really angled good. And you can tilt this one up and down through the controller, but not side to side. This one has all kinds of camera settings in it too. I mean, it's more of a camera than a drone, really. I mean, you can set the aperture, the shutter speed, color balance, all that stuff through the remote. The Hubsan and the toy drone does not have any camera settings. There's nothing you can do. Like the Hubsan, when I look at the videos from it, or photos, you can take photos too. It's got the wrong date, and there's no way I can get in to set the date. So that's kind of silly. It's like, I think it says like 2000 or something like that, and that thing wasn't even thought of in 2000. The controller for this one, very nice controller. Again, two antennas, one for video, one for controlling the drone. This one has the built-on screen on it, which is nice. They make this one is called the Plus, the Phantom4 Advanced Plus, because of this screen. The regular Phantom4 Advanced does not have this screen. Most of them don't. Most of the drones you buy, if they don't have a screen, you got a controller and it's got a clip, and you use your cell phone or iPad or something like that, whatever. This thing has got very good GPS in it. It will, if I as you'll see in the video, when I put her up in the air, she sits there. She does not waver up and down or anything like the Hubsan does. Very good batteries. The battery life on this, they claim 30 minutes. I've never timed it, but I'm thinking somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. I've never had to use both batteries on a trip. You know, I go out and film a lake or something. I do it on one battery. I've got two batteries, but I don't have to change them. So when I take it out, just use one battery one time, the other battery the next time. But if I ever need to come in land and replace the battery for more footage or something like that, I got the option to do that. Now most of the drones nowadays come with what they call LiPo batteries, like this, and there is a lot of warnings about these batteries. They can be a fire hazard. Sometimes you can buy a bag to charge them in, so if one of them does explode or something, the bag will protect it, keep it from setting your house on fire or whatever. Myself right now, I got my charging station set up in here, and I got a metal pan that they set on when I'm charging them. That way if one blows up or starts a fire, hopefully it'll just burn out sitting on that metal and not burn anything else. I'm going to go ahead and show you some video. I'll show you a picture from each drone, show you what the camera looks like, quality is on each of the drones. I'll show you hover, see how it hovers, and I will show you liftoff and flight through the camera, and you can see how this cameras, how steady they are and what you can see with them. Here we have the toy drone. Usually I can have this thing hover in a small area, keep it under control, but at the time I was filming this, I was trying to operate the drone and the camera at the same time, and it was kind of difficult to do them both at the same time. But this does not have GPS, so you have to constantly be on the stick on this one. Now we have the Hubsan, the mid-grade drone. And as you watch as it takes off there, when it drops, I did not do that. I had it on hover, I wasn't even touching the control, and it dropped down like that. GPS and altitude hold should keep it higher, keep it from doing that. And as you watch here, you can see she has a little bit of wobble around back and forth. As I walk around, you can see it's GPS is holding it in place fairly well, but you can see it's got a little movement there. Now for the DJI, the high grade, or the better drone, we'll say, you see it has no drop and it sits there. It hovers really well. You don't see hardly any movement in it at all. It's like it's setting on an invisible table. Here we have the photo from the toy drone. I think that's 720K, or 720 resolution rather. And if you like looking at the ground, this is the drone you want to get, because that's mostly what you're going to see. Here's the photo from the Hubsan, the mid-grade drone. I like the picture it takes, except for the fisheye look. It's got a rounded lens on it. It makes the horizon look curved, and it makes the road there look curved. That road is straight. It doesn't have a curve there. And here's the picture taken with the DJI. Unlike the other two, it actually has camera settings, so once you learn to use those, you can get some really nice pictures. I'm still learning. but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Here's some video taken with the Sky Viper, the toy drone. To me, the camera's kind of useless. I don't even know why it's on there. But it is a fun little drone to fly, and it's a good one to learn to fly on without GPS. It really helps a lot. Here's video taken with the Hubsan. As you can tell, the gimbal, the camera's moving with the drone since it doesn't have a very good gimbal on it. You see a lot of jerkiness in the video. As a drone moves, the camera moves with it. That tilt forward was not me, that was the drone. As I pushed the stick forward, the drone tilted forward and the camera went with it. As you can see, as I make movements, the camera jerks with the drone back and forth. So here's where a gimbal comes in handy. You'll see this in the next one. And now the DJI. As you can see, it's very smooth on takeoff. Get up to hover. The camera's smooth as can be. That's where a 3-axis gimbal really makes a difference. You'll see that up here as it makes some turns with it. And as you'll see here, I tilt the camera forward. That's not the drone doing it. That's me doing it with the control from the remote. And you'll see it as it comes around, as I make that turn, it just pans around just as smooth as can be. There's a lot of there that I didn't cover that I'd like to. Couldn't think of it at the time. I covered the basics and hopes it helps y'all out some. If have any questions that I didn't answer or something you'd like clarified, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll dig it up for you. I'll try to leave links to the drones so you can get online, look at the specs on them, more detail about them. I really appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I keep getting tongue-tied. And y'all have a good evening. Thank you. Bye, y'all.